So imagine you're at a point in place, time, whatever, in your life where you're just feeling mentally and physically strawed out. And I feel like a lot of college kids can relate to this because of the workload and other things going on in their life, which just tears down the body physically and mentally. And you might be wondering, what can help me with this? And one thing that can help massively is exercise. Because exercise can help you mentally, physically, and it can also help you prevent diseases, which you can get even when you're just stressed or you're not feeling physically well. You can catch diseases more often. So I'm going to share a personal experience on how exercise helped me this way. A few years ago, I was just feeling down, out about myself, worn down mentally and physically. So I was like, I'm going to start exercising. And I lost weight, and something about that, it just helps you physically and mentally, and it just brought a whole new life into me. I felt a million times better than I ever have. And so I'll start out with what exercise really is. And there's two basic movements in exercise. You have your aerobic, which is cardiovascular, which is running, walking, riding a bike, pretty much anything that involves your cardiovascular system and full body movement. And then you have weightlifting, which is pretty self-explanatory, like curls, bench press, stuff like that. That all comes together to make up exercise. So, one thing that exercise greatly helps with is bone strength and muscle strength. And when you just feel stronger, both physically and mentally, you just feel a lot better about yourself. And weightlifting can actually help improve your bone strength, which makes you just feel better about yourself. And it can go actually within not a few weeks, but within, a few months, your bone size can actually increase from 1 to 2%, which just makes you feel stronger. And then obviously after time, your muscles are going to start building up, and you're just going to feel great because you're going to feel like, oh, you know what, I feel like I'm going to do anything. The second thing that it can help you with is preventing diseases. And the main cause of death in pretty much the world is heart disease. And one thing exercising can do is help strengthen the muscles in your heart and around your heart so that, you pump more blood throughout your body a lot quicker, and it just strengthens your heart so your heart isn't under as much stress as it was before. And also, a second big problem, mostly in America, but throughout the world too, is obesity. And obesity is very dangerous to whoever has it, because it is not only you have a lot more weight on you than you should, it also lowers your immune system and gives you a higher risk of disease. So exercising obviously helps you burn all that fat off, and then it also helps your metabolic rate, which is pretty much the time it takes for your body to digest whatever you put in it. So, how long it took you to burn off sugars and fats, it's going to be a lot quicker, so you're not going to put on as much weight as long as you're regularly exercising. Also, to the mental part, which is probably the biggest, because a lot of people just, no matter what your age, you're under a lot of stress, and you might become very anxious in whatever you do. And, a lot of times people fall into depression, which is not good at all. And what exercising does to help your mind is, as you're exercising, it helps open your blood vessels and it increases blood flow to your brain, which really releases adrenaline, which just helps calm the body when whatever you're doing. And it can also a second reason people become, depressed or have a bad self-image is because of the way they think they look. And as you can tell by people who exercise, they lose a lot of fat and put on a lot of muscle, which helps them get a greater, get a greater personal body image and make them feel great about themselves, which helps take away a lot of that mental stress and a lot of that mental, like, oh, I'm not good enough for anybody, I'm not good enough for myself. It just takes all of that away, and it just makes you feel amazing physically and mentally. So the pretty much the importance of exercise is that it just helps you, it helps get a lot of the stress away. It makes you feel a lot better about yourself.